How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sandra here, and I'm gonna be getting into this video, which is titled "Professor Instantly Regrets Battling the Salsa Over Racism." Okay, first I'm gonna be getting into this, and this is actually a topic I'm very much interested in. Okay, because racism is it's very bad and also very sensitive topic. So let us know what is behind this video. So please do stick around, and without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Watch.
Insulting all the intelligent people here and the 80% of African Americans who are Democrats by claiming that the current Democratic Party has anything to do with that Dixiecrat party from 50 years ago that was trying to stop them from voting. Aren't you conflating the word Democrat with progressive? They have utterly nothing to do with each other. The current Democratic Party has absolutely none of those values from 50 years ago, and you're pretending that they are guilty of something. Aren't you trying to claim that Jesse Jackson is a dupe and shouldn't be supporting the Democratic Party because Abraham Lincoln was a Republican and freed the slaves?
The Democratic Party was the party of the Dixiecrats all the way through the 60s. And if what you say is true, that the blacks made a switch to their racial friends, it would appear that the black switch would have to come in the 70s and 80s, when blacks see these racists are now moving over there, so it makes sense for us to move over here. But in reality, blacks moved overwhelmingly to the Democratic Party in the 1930s. The black vote went from about 15% Democratic to about 70% Democratic within 4 years.
In the places they could vote.
That's right, but
which was the North.
Also in the
Republican. Jackie Robinson was a Republican for darn good reason.
That's absolutely right. But here's what I'm getting at.
You wouldn't be today.
Well, we can debate Jackie Robinson, because it's always difficult to know what dead people would say. If Martin Luther King were alive today, Martin Luther King isn't alive today. Okay, but here's the point I'm getting at. The reason that blacks switched from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party had everything to do with the benefits of the New Deal and nothing to do with racism. In fact, yes, and in the South, too, blacks switched to the Democratic Party. It's not that blacks couldn't vote in the South. They said there were all kinds of barriers to black voting. Under FDR, there was blacks couldn't vote in the South at all. No blacks voted in the South.
Very, very few.
How many?
Absolutely.
How many?
I don't know.
Okay, I thought so. Look, there were all kinds of poll taxes and barriers imposed by the Democrats on the black vote until the Democrats realized that they could get the black vote by offering jobs, welfare, retirement programs. Are you telling me that FDR in the South was telling blacks who were voting for the Democrats, you can't vote? Not true. Not true. Blacks in the North and the South switched to the Democratic Party because of New Deal benefits. Many of them were very sad about doing it because they were leaving the party of emancipation and Lincoln and flinging themselves into the party of the Ku Klux Klan and the Dixiecrats, who were in the South and were in the Democratic Party. Exactly. So what I'm saying is it was a Faustian bargain in which you get economic benefits and at the same time you're in bed with the racists and you're on your own team. And I'm saying that's American history. Now, whites began to switch to the Republican Party, but much later. Whites began to switch to the Republican Party in droves in the 70s and 80s. Now, here's the point. If you look at racial opinion in the South, and there's a voluminous body of data on this, as racism in the South dramatically declines, the Southern identification with the Republican Party begins to increase. There's an opposite track. Racism is declining in the South, and whites begin to move to the Republican Party. In fact, two scholars who've written a book about this trace that the least racist Southerners all became Republicans. That the poor white racist Democrat never became a Republican. He was a dug-in Democrat to the end of his days. So the Democratic Party remained the party of racism. And as the South became less agrarian, more prosperous, industry came to the South, the post-industrial society, the Republican appeal of equal opportunity, free markets, prosperity, appealed to Southerners, and that's why so what I'm getting at is that the progressives have sold the South on a guilt trip. Even this whole thing about, the Civil War was really about slavery and the South did slavery. Wait a minute. Again, the Northern Democrats protected slavery. The Civil War, the fight over slavery, was between the Democratic Party, North and South, that protected it, and the Republican Party, which only was in the North, that opposed it. That's what that fight was about. It wasn't just the North-South thing is now a disguise to hide the responsibility of a major political party that was the party of slavery for 100 years. True or false?
Someone do tell me that that wasn't an actual professor because, okay, so here's why I really just need to know that that wasn't really an actual professor, because I've been getting into a lot of like videos from Charlie Kirk, most of the ones who go to the college institutions to, just debate with the college kids, and these kids and their IQs have really been questionable, right? So if this man here is actually a professor, it really just adds up, to an extent it adds up, it explains it, but I don't want to believe that, he's a professor, because if he had to have that explained to him, basically that's like the American history, and I'm guessing he's American, and he needed that to explain to him. Interesting. Very interesting. But nonetheless, I did get into this. And one thing I love about videos like this is that it's actually just like a learning curve. It's like, and then it's like you're learning, but you're not aware that you're learning because it's in disguise. I didn't watch this video to learn or whatnot, but obviously I've learned a thing or two about the American history, just a little bit, okay? But nonetheless, we did get into this. Definitely interesting, as it always is. I would like to know what you all think about this, and was he spilling facts? Do you have any arguments in relation to what he said or in relation to anything he said? Do tell me down in the comment box. But this is the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. As I already said, please do not hesitate to engage me down in the comment box. Please do tell me your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all that good stuff, okay? So on to the very next one, people. Hopefully we get to convey here. Do not hesitate to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel if you know that content on this channel, content that really interests you, is going to be worth it, okay? So bye.